Hello, welcome to another exciting lesson. In this lesson, we want to learn how to create tables, guys. Tables. So this time around, I'm going to use Sublime Text. I just want to use it because we've been using brackets all through. So let's just try Sublime Text for the meantime. Now, first of all, let me save it. Desktop. Let me save it. Remember this folder that I've been using all this while, right? Web lesson. Good. Okay, so I'm going to call this table. Let me call it table.htm. Save it. Good. Save, right? Good job. Now, remember the trick I taught you earlier on HTML on Sublime Text. Sorry, when you type HTML right now, because I've saved it as .html. When you type HTML, just press your tab key. See, it gives you the basic structure of HTML. So you don't need to keep typing. So let's go right here. I wanted to say let's call title, but we don't need title. Let's come right here, tab. Now, right here, since we want to create tables, we want to learn how to create tables. Now, let's type table, then tab. Just like bracket, bracket, when you type the element, if you press tab, it's going to give you the open and close tag. So press your enter key. Now for table right now, the semantics for table, this is like creating a semantic table. To create a semantic table, you might have a caption, optional. Caption. Now the caption, let's call this, because we want to create two types of table. This is horizontal heading table, Now let's save our work. Now let me minimize this. I have to go to my folder and I have to click on table, right? Yeah, so let's wait for it to load. Good, it's right here, horizontal heading table. It's kind of squished. For now, it's just for now. When your content comes in, it's going to come down. Now, it's going to spread out, sorry. Now, right here, press your enter key. So the next line right now, we're going to start with something called t-ed, an element called t-ed. T-ed is for table ed. Then we go right here, press your enter key. After ed, just like when you have your HTML, remember when you have ed, after ed, what comes next? Body. So right here also, we're going to have t-body. This is just for semantics. Just for semantics. That's to make it have meaning. Okay. Now the last one is going to be t-foot. The ed of the table. This is the body of the table, and this is the footer of the table. So this is t-foot is table footer, t-body is table body, t-ed is table ed. Right. Now let's go in between the table ed now. Press your enter key. Right here, to create a table, you have to start with your tr. That even if you don't use the semantics, table ed, if you don't use it at all, you must always start your table with a tr after you've done your table. So the table, very important. Caption, non-important. Table ed for semantics purpose. Table body for semantics purpose. Table foot for semantics purpose. But tr is not for semantics purpose. Is needed with table. It's needed with table. So now the table tr right now, in between it, you're going to have, since we're creating an horizontal heading table, we're going to have something called th. Did I tell you what tr is? Tr is table row. Table row. So th here is table header. That's the header of the table, like the heading of the table. So let's say, for instance, I have one heading here as items. I have another heading for like price. I have another heading for quantity. Quantity. Okay, good. Now this is my first row. This is my first row. But my first row has 3 columns. It has what? 3 columns. This is my first row, but my first row has 3 columns. It can go on. You can keep typing th. No matter how many columns, you can go 4, 5, 6, 7, but I'm sticking to 3. All right, so that's my table head. Right now, let me go into table body. Now in my table body, now let me create another row, table row. Now this time around, these ones are the table headers, right? Now the table headers require table data, so that's TD. That's the information of each table, of each information for each header. So this item, let's say I'm purchasing an item and I call the item apple. That's one, right? Another table data, price. What's the price of the apple I bought? Let me say it is shift $4 sign. Let's say this is $10. What's the quantity? TD. What's the quantity of apples I bought? Let's say I bought 30 apples. Okay, I've saved it. Now I have to remember we've done this, right? So I have to reload. What's reload here? Control R, or you right click and then you click on reload. So let's do that. See it? So these are the table headers. Item, table header 1, table header 2, table header 3. But they are in a row, guys. They are in a row. Whereas 1, 2, 3, it's a column. Table header 1 is a column, table header 2 is a column, table header 3 is a column. So items 1 column, price 2nd column, quantity 3rd column. So that's how it works. Okay, good job. Now let me assume that I don't have this. I want to show you something. Let me assume I don't have this. Okay, don't let me try that now. Let me just continue first of all. Still on that, let me copy all of this, highlight it and copy it, and then let me paste one here, one more, and paste another one here. And let me call this, let me say I bought, what other fruit can I buy? Let's say I just bought, okay, this is not a, okay, whatever, a vegetable lettuce. Let's say my lettuce was $40. Let's say I bought 10 of my lettuce. Let's say right here I bought berry. Let's say my berry is $20, and let's say I bought 50 quantities of berry. Save it. Let's go to our browser, right click and then reload. See it, they all align. You see that now, they all align on that's why it's called horizontal heading. The horizontal heading is, remember, it's horizontal this way, horizontal heading. So this is, how many columns do you have? 1, 2, 3. Now how many rows do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 rows. Can you count it from your HTML? Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 rows. Now for the table footer right now, let's create first of all another row, tab. Then let's put our table data inside. So let's call this one total. Okay, and let me create another TD here. Let me see, what's the total of the quantities I bought? 30 plus 10, 40 plus 50, that's 90. Let me save it. Now remember, this is not coherent. This is 3 colons, right? But this is what? 2 colons. So let me save it though. Let me go to my browser and then reload it. See, 90. Now this 90 is dropping under price. I don't want you to drop under price. I want you to go to quantity, because that's where I found my total. I want you to go into quantity. So how do I do it? If I wanted to go into quantity, all I need to do is to capture an attribute called co-span. Now since there are 3, this one, let it capture 2, remainder 1. Okay, co-span. But if it is 1, that's the default, so you don't even need to put co-span at all. You only need to co-span if you're going beyond or above 1. Save it. Let's go to the browser and let's reload it. See it now. Why did this 90 shift? This 90 shifted because total now has occupied 2 columns. That's column 1 and column 2. So it has shifted this. Now, did you see what happened? It has shifted it. Okay, so that's how co-span works. Co-span shifts. It when you say colon 5, it's going to occupy 5 colons. Of course, you don't have 5 colons there, you only have 3. So you have to know what you're doing with it. For instance, here also in this table header right now, let me say I say this one also to be colon. Let's say I want it to be colon 3. What's going to happen? Save it. What do you think is going to happen? Remember, look at items. Remember, it's the th I put it there, right? For the items. Now note the items. Note what's going to happen. Let me reload. The items occupy 3 colons and shifted price and quantity away. Can you see that? So it occupied 1, it occupied 2, and it occupied 3 colons by itself, but it shifted price and quantity away. So that's what colspan does. Colspan allows you to occupy more than to merge multiple cells together in a colon. Multiple cells together in a colon. Now you remember I told you that this is going to hang on itself out. It's going to spread out, right? So the wider the table, your caption is going to spread based on the wideness of your table. Okay, so that's colspan for you. All right, now you know how to create a table using an horizontal table. That's horizontal heading table. Remember the headings are on horizontal line. Good. Now let me remove the colspan here. Save it. Come on, get out. Now let's reload it. It's back, right? See the caption came back, shrunk to the size of the table. Back, right? So now you know what colspan does, right? Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, now since this is a uh colon, this is a colon, this is a colon, so you can use something called scope. Semantics. Scope. This scope is like a semantics for the table header to tell when a machine is reading, to tell the machine that, oh, this is a colon. So you use col. You can come over here also scope. So let's write it together. Let's write it too. So let's click here, hold your control key, come over here and click here. I've taught you that in brackets, space, and then let's write it together. Scope. Two of them is going to work at the same time, then col. Save it. Now if I go to my browser and then I reload my browser, of course nothing happens. Can you see? Nothing happens. But the reason why we're putting this is because of semantics, to tell you that, okay, when you are reading my table, if any machine, if any computer is reading if any browser is reading my table, you should know that, oh, this, you are reading a colon. You are reading a colon. So there are 3 colons here. You are reading a colon. So that's why it's good to put the scope there for readability sake. Right.